Hello and welcome to this supplemental video. Now in this video we're going to learn how to take the Belica muzzle flash, which is a 3-shot burst, and convert it into a single-shot burst. So if we hit Restart Sim with Belica muzzle open here in the Cascade editor, we see that this is a 3-shot burst, so there are 3 bullet shells, there are 3 bursts of flame, and we'd like to convert this into a single shot so that we only see 1 burst while we're shooting the weapon. Now, this Cascade particle system has several sections in it. Each of these contains information for one aspect of the particle system. And you can uncheck the checkbox up at the very top of each one to turn that part of the particle system off. Now, we can turn all of them off except for one and see what it looks like. Now, I've turned all of them off except for the one on the very right called Shells Eject. And clicking on Restart Sim, I can see 3 bullet shells. Now, we only want a single bullet shell, so we're going to learn how to make that happen. Now, under Shells Eject, there's a spawn section. And here in the spawn section, we can scroll down to Burst. And we see that in the Burst section, there's a burst list with 3 array elements. Now, this is why we have 3 bullet shells spawning. Now, we can remove elements from the burst list. Right next to each element, where we see 3 members, there's a tiny little angle icon, and we can click that and select Delete. Now, as soon as I deleted the 3rd array element, we now see only 2 bullet shells. So I can delete the second one, index 1, right here, and now I only see a single bullet shell. Now let's go ahead and disable Shells Eject by clicking the checkbox up here, and right next to it we see Refraction. Now this is an invisible element of our particle system. It's really what causes the warping around the bullet blast. We don't need to change that one. Let's move along to Muzzle Flame Long. Now Muzzle Flame Long, if we click Restart Sim, we'll see that this has 3 bursts as well. So we can click on Spawn for Muzzle Flame Long and remove the 2nd and 3rd array elements from the burst list. So let's go ahead and delete those. And we now see that we only have a single burst. Let's disable Muzzle Flame Long and move to Muzzle Flame. Now here in Muzzle Flame, we see 3 elements. We can remove the 3rd and the 2nd. And now we only have a single flame. Moving to Airglow. Now Airglow has 3 burst list elements. I'm going to remove the 3rd and the 2nd, and now it's a single burst. Now if the Airglow is too bright and it's blinding you when you shoot, you can actually leave that one disabled if you like. Now for the flare also has 3 elements. We're going to delete all but the first one. And there's a single burst for the flare. And this one, again, is pretty bright. So if you'd like, you can leave that one disabled as well. And finally, we come to the smoke burst, which has a single element. So there's only 1 puff of smoke. Now, after we've done this, we can go ahead and enable all of these parts of the Cascade particle system. So now that we have everything enabled again, we see that our muzzle flash is a single burst, which is exactly what we want.